as it gets to run straight into face camp for that rotation as Moss now takes on Hotshot Esports. Sajid and Anas getting knocked out very quickly. Retirement is even hard to defend themselves. Unfortunately, there is just no backup plan. Action has to watch it all go down as his teammates perish one by one.
Yeah, Woodpecker backing away at the voice of Hotshot. And of course, you can hear the shots of the AWM off of the players as well. Unfortunately, for the side of Hotshots, they could not withstand all of that action. Dragons, they just kept their heads down low, not wanting to interfere in this engagement at all. They could have pulled off a swift sell there, but that was a lost opportunity. And now the Lost Boys are about to make that pay. But Hanaral goes down first. Rigby, M590 circles around. He moves from the back. Can he get it with the SMG? C4 is the one that gets it done. Round one is the next player down on the ground. Lost did not expect this, and they are getting wiped by the most unsuspecting squad out there from EMEA.
The Dragons once more roar and soar into the skies. Now they get a safe spot. Onyx did get wiped out by BRU. Off screen as BRU's warpath continues straight into the circle. That retirement goes straight over to Narnia, hitting no one. Crucial ability on cooldown this late into the game. A124 in the hands of Kotia. Vitality, Booyah winners of the previous rounds, but the kill feed lights out once more, and it's all blue, but BRU are the ones that are winning.
Yeah, nobody kept putting it on, and unfortunately, EVOS is the one that prays, and it wasn't even some CQCs. They've been taking those long shots from afar. Extra 2 points collected, and now that puts EVOS at risk. They cannot find the Booyah that easily. Core Memory up against EVOS. Buriram joining the fray as well, but they take the top off the roof. This is going to give them a little bit of an advantage, but also pulling in the attention from Vitality's grenade.
BRU already has 15 eliminations under the belt. If there's a time to stop them, it is going to be now, or they will run away with the group stage. RRQ finally eliminated, but Zenzi starts it up. Cougar with the follow-up. Cool down BRU. Wasana finally confirmed. And get high. Gets back up, intercepted by 5 MKS. Core Memory and Vitality have a singular mission, and it's a white ball BRU, and they get the job done.
Oh, beautifully done here, and C4 fighting Koja from the back. Will Dragons be able to rip away their Booyah here at the expense of Vitality? They do have digs right up on top of the roof with the bird's eye view, but the glue ball melters all laid out already, and the circle favoring the EMEA squad as well. Dragons stand a strong chance, but unfortunately this is going to drag in all of the rest of the squads towards them as well.
Vitality caught in a conundrum. Which poison do you pick? Do you fight the Middle Eastern team, the Dragon Esports, or do you run straight into Core Memory? Because both of them will turn them into dust and into the past. Core Memory is their pick, and that costed them 2 bodies. EVOS now joins the equation. Aimcon takes out Diggs. Hotshot still as a survivor, but this is most likely going to be between Core Memory and Dragon Esports. 4 teams remain.
Unbelievable stuff here. Core Memory with the consistency, but Dragon just showing that they want to make it through to Point Rush. Yes, here now on the ground, to make sure that he gets put out. From up top, receiver finding one great connection with Jump, pulls out a glue ball to block himself off for an important pickup on to remind. He doesn't have the team, but the tad bit slow there. Thankfully, no grenades fighting the players of Dragon on the roof.
There's a chance that EVOS messes this up, and in fact, even EVOS has to deal with the remnants of Hotshot as Cougar rejoins the rest of his team in that ground floor circle. To the west side of this compound a little bit, a lot more building to work with. Great fight action in the back line. Ray still surviving, but now has to dip into the shadows. Hotshot out in 4th place, and another top 4 pit finish for the Pakistanis.
Yeah, but that's good enough for Pakistan, man. I mean, getting in towards the top 4 after struggling a tad bit there. Good on them. We want to see more, but can Dragons do the impossible? Can they wrap up a solid Booyah here at Alpine? Core Memory, they've got the numbers. EVOS, on the other hand, just need to play the game of survival. Ray circling on towards Dragons. This might just be a potential distraction the Dragons go for, and unfortunately, Core Memory can take advantage of this.
This could also be slowly shaping up into one of those unexpected but very welcome storylines. The underdogs of this competition, Dragon Esports versus the underdogs of Thailand. Core Memory, one of their better performers. I would say one of their best performers so far in the group stage. Dragon are down 1 man, and that is something that Core Memory can work with, but as the siren sounds for the last time, Core Memory takes a shot in the back. Remind has all of them confirmed. Let's see if Dragon can close this out.
You hear those drums of liberation in the background, gearing us up for a solid Booyah. Who takes it? Thailand, or are we gonna see EMEA walk away with a solid Booyah? Ray's in trouble. The players surround him at 590. He's hanging on for his dear life, and will tag the blue. EMEA sacrifices a little bit of their health, and I did not expect a revive to come out of nowhere, but now Cougar and squad wrapping on in, waiting for the circle to drag dragons towards themselves.
This revive most likely would just be a distraction at most. Seafolk taking plenty of damage from core memory. But at least for Dragon Esports, there is an X factor. Don finds Yasir, and that is the guy that just got brought back. They get vision. Remind can see it, but cannot fire. Down to a 3v4. And Seafolk now. Oh! Remind! What a shot! But Zenzi instantly finds the trade, and Remind left all alone, and he cannot do it. Core memory locks it in. First booyah for the team.
Core memory with the solid plays. But props to Dragon Esports, man. Out of nowhere, the underdogs getting it done. This was one of the hardest underdog circles we've seen so far.
We almost were about to witness a Group C takeover for day number 2, but thank goodness Vitality stepped up in the previous game, and then Core Memory. But it still does not take away the fact that Group C came
ভালো পয়েন্ট তুলে নিছে ম্যাচে, নাহলে ভালো হতো আজকের জন্য।
Game 2 and Game 3 not the best, but Game 4 was another opportunity to show them that the Middle Eastern region are constantly evolving.
And Core Memory so close to the #1 spot already, putting in enough work, solid number of points as well. I believe 12 eliminations they walked away with in that matchup towards the very end. And that's the kind of performance you want to be chugging out in these lobbies. You don't need to aim for the skies all the time. You just want to have more than 10 eliminations, get to that final circle, and you're pretty much good enough to get your squad into point rush. That was a valiant effort turned into a solid booyah.
And at the end of the day, it depends on the perspective of the players. You want to finish the knockout stage. Do you want to
ওটাই ড্রাগনটা যদি 15 না তুলতে ম্যাচের মধ্যে তাহলে ভালো হতো। লাস্ট
you just want to do the bare minimum, make it through to point rush, and then start showing all your cards. And I think in this case, teams like
70 করলেই যে হয়ে যাবে এরকম না, দেখা লাগবে।
the latter, but teams
অন্য
like
টিমেরও ম্যাচ আছে
Core
তো।
Memory, they're looking to instantly tell the world that they are here to take the trophy away. And if you don't step up, you will not stand a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this was a shocker for everyone, no doubt whatsoever. But Lost kind of losing that opportunity a tad bit late. But of course, we've got Yunso out there with an interview set up for us. Let's see exactly who she's got with that.
Alright then, thank you AJ and Husky, and here's our little interview of our Cougar here. สวัสดีค่ะ Cougar โอเคค่ะเป็นยังไงบ้างนะ
อะไรนะครับ
เป็นยังไงบ้าง
ก็
เป็นยังไงบ้างครับ
ดีใจครับที่เปิดบุย่าแรกได้ ก็โฟกัสเข้ารอบชิงครับ
So we are pretty happy and excited that finally we be able to get the first booyah, and from now on we're gonna focusing on getting to the championship.
Oh, that's really good to hear. So our second questions. Okay, Cougar, so how do you feel about when your team we are having a change of a player named Don? How do you feel about him? Does it make a huge difference in our game?
ก็ในทีมมีเปลี่ยนเพลเยอร์มา1 คนใช่ไหมครับคิดว่าผู้เล่นที่เข้ามาใหม่เนี่ยฮะมีผลต่อรูปแบบการเล่นหรือว่ามีผลต่อผลลัพธ์ในการเล่นแต่ละรอบไหมครับ
มีครับก็เป็นอินเกมครับพี่นนท์ก็มีผลเยอะมากเลยครับคอยสั่งพวกผม
Back to one,
Actually, there's quite a huge effort from the new player that just joined our team. He's like kind of like our new IGL and like command, keeping us the order. Like, what do we have to do if there is an urgent situation happen during the games?
Oh, that's really good to hear because I also find that there's a different thing about core memory that is Don, and they make a huge difference. So, good luck in your next game, Cougar. Fighting, Susuna. And now, let's go to our break. But first, we will give you a final blow.
আর 2টা ম্যাচ না আমি লাস্ট 1-2 ম্যাচ পিসি লবিতে খেলতে পারবো মেবি স্টার্টার এর তো এটার এক ম্যাচের অর্ধেক শেষ হয়ে যাবে নেক্সট আর সোলাররা বাকি আছে
Double kill. Triple kill.
স্টার সিরিজ তো ভাই তুমি দেখো না ভাই তোমার বললে তো শুনতে চাও না দেখো গ্রুপ বলছে আইডি পাসওয়ার্ড দিছি না ভাই এপিতে করো না কেন ভাই করো ওটাতে আইডি পাস দিতেছি না ইমোর্নালের উপর দিয়ে রাখছি বললে এই বলতো এন্ডে নিতে কার কার দেখো ও কোন সার কথা বুঝে খেলতেছে বলে জিজ্ঞেস করো ভাই একটা দিন মিস হয়ে তোমাদের দুইটা তিনটা ম্যাচ খেলবো আর ওইটাও খেলতে পারো না ফেসবুক লগ ইন দাও না কেন ফেসবুক লগ ইন দাও
Hello everybody, all of my survivors and free fire. As you guys know, in Bolivar we have so many fun activities, having good foods to enjoy, all of the best thing in this life in esports waiting for all of you. But today I'm right here at this very futuristic place, beautiful place. How do I call it? Aramco Sim Arena. Right next to me is a simulator racing gaming. I really want to try it, but I'm wearing the best. Who cares anyway, right? I'm gonna first try my. Alright, headphone please. Oh. Alright, gotta start my game now.
Nice, thank you. Tujuh orang. Kita kanan kiri.
Oh ya, agak tidak terdekat.
Sekarat banget. Super sekarat, kenok super nah. Ini, satu orang lagi super. Kat aja, nah satu lagi. Baik, kanan boys. Ada pais. Aman. Ingat, suntik. Iya, santai. Ingat guys. Gua enggak ada kepal. Kanan, kanan dua, kiri satu. Iya. Kananin kasih. Bikin dulu, santai. Gua ada kepal gua. Ada pais. Sekarang. Gas. Limiter dia.
Kali refresh kan mau.
Satu lagi guys. Limiter dia aja.
Bisa pegang gua aja.
Dah, mati bisa pegang.
Bisa coba pegang.
Bisa dua-duanya bisa.
Lu pegang aja.
Cucuin guys. Sini.
Gua garuk kepala. Ayo,
Barang.
Sini, lihat gua.
Bukan barang, ingat. Barang, let's go. Satu hit.
Ada kali bisa. ভাই গালিগুলো সেন্সর না করে বলা উচিত ছিল
Clear.
Kalian lagi pada ngapain sih?
Memory have created their first memory here at EWC, grabbing their first booyah on Alpine of all maps, and of course they're going to be very fantastic about that booyah. Back to the panel, our panelists. Pretty surprised actually, because it was a pretty tense showdown during that final song. We had three teams, right? We had Epos with their lone player, we had Core Memory, who are basically the raid bosses, and then we had Dragons. I think a lot of people were cheering for Dragons to win that, but Core Memory, ultimately, they just played better. Yeah, and Core Memory, they are really good at fights. I mean, they are mechanically good, but I think they weren't just not that adapted. I don't know, I don't feel that, because yesterday they played, I mean, it wasn't like a very good game, but now they can grab like the Booyah, which is really cool. But I think it's good to add about Buriram, which is a team that we usually see like getting Booyahs and eliminations, and right now, I don't know, I feel that they are kind of missed. I don't know what's going on, but they kind of disappeared after, I don't know, the second match maybe?
Yeah, I do agree. It seems like Brahim United is slowing down, but speaking of disappearance, like from the start of that match of Alpine, we had three teams who were in the top. R7 lost as well as Fluxo, but they disappeared a little bit too early. So.
maybe the map was a bit too cold. You know?
After disqualified team to maybe
It was kind of sad. I think it was something personal with us, with
our Brazilian teams, and I'm pretty sad too for like Alpha 34 because they're not clocking. They can play. I don't know what's going on, and I think in this situation they won't pass to the point rush. So it's pretty sad, but we still have like Los and Fluxo, and I think this was just an untypically match, and they can be like more.
10 kill করে ভাই 10 নম্বরে মরছে বেচারাগুলো
But we do still have a couple opportunities left. We've played 4 games today, meaning we've still got 2 more to go. And next Terra is our next map. Now, Raja, typically, in a typical day, how would you rate the Brazilian teams on next Terra? Is this a map that the region is quite comfortable playing?
Fluxo is really good at next Terra. It's like one of the best maps for them to play. So I'm feeling really confident about it. And I think Los can do
You kind of want to make these last 2 rounds count so you feel comfortable knowing
যদি
that,
আলফা
okay,
37
we are not at risk
এর বাজে
of
যায়
dipping below top 12 because, folks, top 12 is the first goal here for the knockout stage. If you don't make top 12,
Dragon Esports
you're out of the
50 করবে
competition.
Yeah, and I have something to add about Fluxo. Yesterday they played with
এটাই আজকে আর কি 18 পয়েন্ট পিছিয়ে আছে না মানে 18 বা 20 পয়েন্টের গ্যাপ আছে
and
আর
today
সব
probably
টিম
they will do the same because the landing drop where they usually got
last match
in next era is like a place where like Asians likes to play too. So I don't know
তাহলে নাম নিছে আর ভাই
guys, but I think they will play next era with
17টা যাক সমস্যা না দেখো ভাই 17টা গেলেও সমস্যা হবে না ওরা যদি মনে করো দেখো ডিফারেন্স দেখো যে 10 নম্বর যে টিম আছে ওদের কিন্তু 6টা ম্যাচ শেষ আছে ঠিক আছে আর 12 নম্বরে যে টিমটা আছে ওদের আর মাত্র 2টা ম্যাচ আছে তারপর ওদের 12টা ম্যাচই শেষ হয়ে যাবে 10টা ম্যাচ শেষ কিন্তু যারা 12 নম্বরে আছে তো একটা টিম ডিসকোয়ালিফাই কনফার্ম
on that hard drop and then plays low.
তারপর মনে করো ওই যে ভিশন সিস্টেম বিএস যেটা তারপর অনিক
always low
আর
so
এদেরও তেমন পয়েন্ট নাই
like moving a little bit faster and
এদের হাইয়েস্ট গেলে তো মনে করো 50 যাবে
last 2 games it's
যাইতে পারবে না
Last 2 games is clutch
But
time, but is it clutch time for any other teams? Because we kind of did focus on Fluxo here. Any
Yeah,
teams
সেটা 20
that
point
are
করে দেখো,
really
top
going
10
to
এর
want
ওই
to play
team এর
well on
সাথে
next
compete
Terra
করতে
here.
yeah I mean for
আর যদি লাউস যদি লাস্ট দিমে ল্যান্ডিং এ মরে যায় ওটা হইতে পারে ওরা
there's
কিছু
a
টাইমে
lot
যাবে
more team vitality
So,
grabbed
বলা যায় না
Ouya from yesterday in this map
এটা 50 পয়েন্ট এভারেজ একটা
repeat
পয়েন্ট এর
but it's still a tough call. Group C has been introduced and we've seen a lot of hot teams.
I'm kind of missing vitality, but I know
কারণ
that
মনে করো এখানে
played
লেফট সাইডে দেখো
good. I think in
দ্য টপ 8 পর্যন্ত যে টিমগুলো আছে এটা কনফার্ম করে
I can't remember the number of the match, but I mean I
top
think
8
they
পর্যন্ত
were so
confirm
much
qualify
better
হয়ে গেছে
yesterday. I don't know why I feel that, but maybe it's because this group is group C it's like stronger, so
maybe
maybe they are not adapt to it, you know.
না রিল টাইম
And
আছে
maybe the fact that Group C probably studied Group B, right? I think
না
this
এত
is
কম
something
করলে
that we
হবে
talked
না
about earlier in the broadcast
being Group B, you have the disadvantage of, we can research this team before we play them tomorrow. So Group C having that slight advantage makes it a little bit difficult. We are getting ready for our next matchup first, but before that though, we actually have our S and B head-to-head. So let's head on over to the stage and see what the head-to-head is all about.
What's up, everybody? The SMB. Hey, whoa. No,
Sorry about that.
You don't do that. You don't do that here. We do not get these smudges because these teams are working far too hard. And maybe this time around they can change it up here. My name's Getting Cute. This is Tash Bunny. We're here at the stage. Tash Bunny, I heard that you've got a team that you're interested in.
Oh, yeah.
Head to head.
Oh, yeah. Ever since Raja was completely glazing them on the desk, Lost has completely stolen my heart. They are a team that's really surprised me today with not only just those insane frags, but also they have the General.
General, of course, he's looking to lead this team to the next generation of Free Fire. But for me, I'm a little more interested in a team that has a fan base from Vitality, a team
70,
and all their members.
what's the word, 70?
In no prize, give me some noise!
70.
Here to show that they are the best, an Indonesian team picked up by a great organization, and now it's the second half of the day. We saw map 1, we saw map 2, but it's time to go on over to map number 5. We'll throw it over to our casters.
Thank you very much to Gideon, Tash, and the rest of the panel. Raja, Neptune, Danali, is Husky and Natasha Agent back once more. We're talking about
last একটা ম্যাচ দেখে আমি তাহলে মনে হয় লাস্ট দুই ম্যাচ খেলতাম
a run. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, but for Vitality, it's the final 2 laps for the knockout stage run. Let's hop into Nextera for round number 5.
And the marathon for Vitality has been pretty decent so far. They've got a 30% top 3 rate, and that's pretty fair if you want to make sure that you're in the top 12, if you're not just aiming for the number 1 spot. Overall, they've got the 3rd spot pretty much guaranteed to make it through to Point Rush. But of course, another Indonesian squad is Onyx. They haven't been showing up so far. They are the champions of Southeast Asia, one of the first to make this miracle of Champion Rush look so effective out there. We want to see more from them.
So far, it has been a nightmare relived by Onyx. Last year, they came into EWC, that debuted, and they completely dropped the ball. But right now, still early to say, I'm going to defend these boys a little bit. It's their day 1. We'll see what they can bring us, right? They dropped that Twin Bridge and Mortar Ruins, no contention. I'm surprised that Fluxo decided to shift away from Intellect Center, because 2 years ago, it was Intellect Center that got 3 out of the 4 players a FFWS Global Championship in 2023.
Amen.
Early showdown here by the players of EVOS. Pax and Gates King down on the ground. He did manage to go in here for a 1v2 clutch earlier on, but that was thanks to the excellent game. Now stepping outside of his Della serves it up hot as well. Headshot to Ray, down on the ground, and Della now buys the squad a tad bit more time. For that revival, Joker is still in here. R7 is not down and out just yet.
You gotta give him credit for the utilization of the time turner. Right now, it lasts longer, it is more durable. You see the footwork, in and out to get the knock on to Ray, but unfortunately for him, it was a 2v1 EVOS getting 3 head start points just like that. R7 still in it, still very early on, but it's more like where do you pick, right? The place that they drop with the revive are all occupied. Plaza Ria by EVOS, Decker Square by Hotshot. The revive continue to come through, but as we talk about EVOS, Joker might make contact with Aim God.
Yeah, the revival was already there, but now lost. Preying on the players off. Fluxo, one after the other, they shut them down, and
No
Fluxo,
way.
one final survivor quest. None of them at all. Down in the dumps, and Lost showing who's boss very
ভাই
early
যা
on
ফ্লুক্সের
here
কিন্তু
next
কোয়ালিফিকেশন কিন্তু হার্ড হয়ে যায় কিন্তু এটা বুঝো
Region bested them locally,
The last match
besting
খারাপ
them
যায়।
on the world stage. This is a
Highway.
catastrophe for Fluxo. They will have time to think about it because R7 Joker just found
কারণ দেখো ফ্লুক্সের মাত্র 110 পয়েন্ট
clocks in their first point
100
of
পয়েন্ট
this
এর
round.
কোনো কোয়ালিফাই কনফার্ম তো 10 তো মিনিমাম
Phenomenal here for R7 when it comes to the recovery play. Joker goes down, but he's already bought that lifeline for the rest of his team members. Games King now just chilling by a vending machine in case things do go south for the squad once again. But I don't think it's going to take on a full-on fight with the rest of the Evo squad, who have to thank R7 for 4 free points. Now Hasu running out in the open. Let's talk about them now, because Hot Shots, this has been one of their most phenomenal appearance on the world stage. Pakistan might just make it through to the finals this time round.
All they need to do is to play the last 2 rounds. It's a top 3, top 4 if they can.
Yeah.
But the chances are slightly dwindling a little bit. Anas not able to get any collection, and he goes down. Hot Shot left on the last lane.
Even though hot shot qualification je ase na, etao erokom na je confirm.
This could be
তোমার hot shot দেখো
determinant for Hot Shot. This could be
87 83 point
for short once
last
more.
image যদি vibe খায় যায়
Dragons and
এত
Onyx,
easy হবে না
losing 3 players already. Dragon, it's a
Onyx
1v1
ro দেখো
between
last
Onyx and Dragon. We need to check that out. Seamox
Dragon
on the
শেষ।
ground. And Dragons eliminated by Onyx Esports off screen.
33 point
That
Dragon, that's
unfortunate
the
for
last
the
match
Enia
back.
squad. But we were talking about how Onyx is lingering at the bottom of the leaderboard for performance today, and that is not a good spot for them to be. As they try to scratch and claw their way out of there, let's see if or not Alpha will be able to show us a
Alpha
tad bit of performance going up against RQ.
Alpha-
The F590 delivered.
Alpha needs to deliver a couple points. They are in a very precarious position on the leaderboard. RQ not only having to do with Alpha, they try to spread up, but Alpha has all the exits covered. 2 points for them.
এইচএস মানে যে কি বলে তোমার হট শট যদি
Onyx now
এই ম্যাচটাতে এলিমিনেট
slowly
হয়ে যেতে
but
পারে
surely revives their
হট
players.
শটে
one
যদি
after
হয়
the other.
হট শটের মিনিমাম গেলে এখনো 27 পয়েন্ট লাগে 2 ম্যাচের মধ্যে
It's not going to be a total shutdown just yet. 2 teams eliminated. Surprisingly, Fluke saw one of them, but an early exit means nothing to a team that has picked up more than 100 points so far on the overall leaderboard from 2 days' performance. That should be enough to tip them over into point rush. But of course, we want to see more from the 2-time champions.
I personally think 120 is more than enough. Won't give you first place, but it will most likely guarantee you point rush unless the competition continues to deliver unexpected results, which we have seen over time, and is still delivering. Multiple bodies dropped, multiple lives resurrected. On that once more vitality now staring across the building. Core memory sitting on the 2nd and 3rd floor.
Especially with the current meta where those revives are so much more possible. The coin machines littered all around.
হট শটের জন্য একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ম্যাচ
The
আছে
Kiva combination is there as well for those instant pickups. And you just have so much of viability to go in for that huge reset. So we've seen some teams get massive points, and Nextera is one of those maps where you can really farm those elimination points. Thus far, EVOS as well as Lost have been onto it. 7 eliminations each as we spot out Della. What a player, man. This guy could just be the clutch draw of this season.
Yeah, I think he has a very good chance of
বাট আমার মেবি ফ্যালকনরাই ওভারঅল টেবিল টপ মারবে
plenty
হয়তো
of times. You know, Della,
কালকে ফ্যালকন ম্যাচ
Della,
আছে
as you know him, regardless. Coming into this as well, I think if you are a team like Vitality or Core Memory, you are also looking to make a statement piece. We just saw someone from Hotshot getting knocked down, but Hotshot's survival run still continues. Not sure how good it's going to look though. BRU crossing paths with them, and how he's going to brush shoulders with Vitality once more.
Yeah, the circle definitely
নামা
gonna move
player না
towards
এগুলো?
the area of
সব
Park
নামা
Road,
player,
that is where,
সাজিদের মারা দিবে ওরা।
once again, great read by these pro players moving in a tad bit earlier, but Burira
আর
playing it
Alpha
slow
the
as
fighter.
usual, just kind of laying low on the outskirts here at Turbine. And of course, quick highlight as well. Rassia, nobody has
Onyx
been
আর
able
যে
to rip away the number 1
hot shot
score
তো না,
from this
player hot
one.
shot
The
টা
kid,
গেছে।
16 years old,
Hot
and
shot vibe খাবে।
absolutely solid with the way he plays his games out.
আমার জানার মতো
He's
হট শট
definitely one of a kind. Every now and then we will get a prodigy.
না না solo
Whatever
player
we're
লাগবে
looking at.
এটা খুব
But these kids, these up and coming stars, they come in with such a big bang that it almost feel like a miracle every now and then. It's a seasonal thing.
Oh,
As Oscar breaks the gloom, while 18 Deer gets a run down. The 5th point for AF.
Yeah, valiant dash
ওরা
indeed.
কিন্তু এই ম্যাচে কামব্যাক লাগবে ওদের
The
মধ্যে 50
sacrificial
পয়েন্ট
lap
আছে
right in front
দুই
of
ম্যাচের
him,
মধ্যে
Alpha 34.
at least 50 মিনিমাম
When your
দিস
opponent
চান্স
is just
থাকে
one guy, and you've got the rest of your squad
Hot
back
shot
to
maybe
you
last
up. Oscar is just a double-edged sword.
last two. Hot
Of course,
shot.
we saw it
Most-
on day number 1. That mad
ওরা আবার
rush
লুকায়
into
থাকতে হবে।
factory where 4 players
দেখে
got
বলছে
knocked down
দেখে
to the
বলছে
ground.
শেষ শেষ শেষ
Phenomenal. I want to see one more of that play from Oscar.
দেখছ না ওরে
Plenty of
ভাই রে
options
ভাই
in this lobby,
নোকি
that's
দেখে
for
নাই
sure. Hotshot really
ওদের ভাইগে যায় না
control
দেখছি
survival
দেখছি দেখছি
instincts,
দেখছি
the will to fight on because they have not been able to get anything done. It's not of
ভাই
their
যদি
own
ভাইগে
actions,
যায়
it's just the
জিনিসটা খুব খারাপ
unfortunate
হবে
circumstances, the reality that
মরে গেলে ভালো হবে
into different teams.
Oh, beautiful.
And I rest onto the shoulders
ভাই
of
হিলটা দিতে
Hasu.
দিস না
Does he take a gamble on
Onik.
this point? Seems like he will opt for the safer route. Museum is the
আরে ভাই
next
অনেক
closest point.
গুলা ভাই
to the machine.
অনেক নাকি অনেক মেবি ওদের কাছে ছিল না অনেক রান দিলে কিন্তু ভালো হয় ওদের উপরে
He could have stuck the full squad revival here with that revival platform, but instead is choosing to pick up those coins and, like you said, head on over to Museum, find a vending machine.
অনেকটা মারলো না ভাই
Back in
অনেকটা
here.
আসলো এটা
Check in with hot shots in a little bit. For the time being, though,
এই ম্যাচে তো মারা দিলে
just
ওদের
turn out to be
পয়েন্ট মাত্র
utter
40
chaos. Pulling up Evo's
84 হইতো
core
ওভারঅল
memory, all in a tight little spot, waiting for the next circle to approach them at Plazaria.
Not only that, off screen from Topia was occupied by
আচ্ছা,
Onik.
এখানে তো
They
এই যে
scanned out
আসলো, হিলটা
Vitality
আসবে,
and they
হিলটা
took the
আসলে
portal
করে
goal
দিবে।
too. So that fight might
তো
break up
ওইদিকে
between
এসে
these
হিলটা
two
আসবে।
Indonesian
দিয়ে দিছে,
rivals.
দিয়ে দিছে।
Another revive spree
Bye,
for
bye,
Hotshot.
hot.
So they are going to be back in the game, but time is going to start ticking pretty fast. Level 9 and Aone taking down the members of Alpha 34, a quad and a fifth for Aone. He is just way too good, basically locked in. And LOS lost 10 eliminations.
আমি তো একটা
Five
বলবো যে
eliminations
নেক্সট
so
রাউন্ডে
far. SPD in hand,
উপর লাগাই দিছে বলে এটা আসল কিন্তু
fire
উপরে
and
দিলে
damage.
নিতে হবে
Red B rocking the same gun as well. They're going to be pretty deadly from those long range shots. You
দেখো
never
হটশটে
need
যদি
those in
এখন আমি
range
বলছি
because
যদি
you've got a lot of
27
these
পয়েন্ট নাও
compound
ওরা
which are
কোয়ালিফাই
gonna be
করবে
hiding away and only peeking from that window, and you want to be ready to take those accurate shots straight to the head. So we know R7 is ready for
Duty
the
recover
final
করে ফেলছে
circle play
hotshot.
this time round. They've got the combinations of that M590 as well.
হটশটের ওই প্লেয়ার
Because once again, highlight to
এদিকে
not one but two players from
একটা তো জোনে বাইরে মিউজিয়ামে তার মিউজিয়াম থেকে আরেকটা হিল দিয়ে দিবে
dominating the damage.
বাট লাভ নেই ম্যাচের মধ্যে হাইয়েস্ট গেলে ওরা পয়েন্ট কত বের করবে
Completely separated. Full revive.
ছাদে পাইছে আনাসে জোন
But
পাইছে
they are
ছাদের
going to come in basically naked with minimum to work with. So let's see, that willpower is going to get them through. Again, top 4 is the best position just for placement itself. But where Sergeant Drop is probably going to be fed
Hotshot
instantly.
আবার
Rastia
set
picks up a freebie for himself, but it's nothing much that Hotshot can do.
Yeah, interesting move
Hotshot
here by Hotshot.
তেমন
First
point
of
বের
all,
হবে না
Hasu
এখান থেকে।
succeeds with the full squad revival
for
off
being
of the
in for
outer
Nabil.
circle revival at museum. 3 players back in here, and instead of dropping into one spot, which will be very dangerous, they have now spread out onto the battlefield, looking for the placement points for the win here. I think Pakistan has got the right strategy. They just need to inch on forward game after game, not looking
আমার
for
চোর
the
পিছেরটা
booyah.
কি মানে?
This is a smart
ও
play.
ওয়াফি ওয়াফি
This is the best course of action. Hasu even finding a vehicle to facilitate that rotation. He has finally escaped the blue.
R7 না ভাই kill point এর উপরে dependent
start to
করে
do
বেশি,
some
আমি যেটা
serious
দেখতেছি।
long-term damage. Polygon being dropped down by R7. This could be a big jump. They're going to take it right now on 3 of them. The transport will be completed.
RRQ-দের খারাপের ঠিক আছে, but মনে করো
Onyx on the other.
এখন দেখো তোমার হটশট দিয়ে তো ম্যাচ শেষ হয়ে যাবে এটা পয়েন্ট আনাসে কেউ মারতে পারবে না আনাসের পজিশন বের করবে আমার জানার মধ্যে ওরা তোমার অ্যাটলিস্ট টপ 7 করে যাবে টপ 7 টপ 7 বা টপ 8 এর মতো করে ফেলবে
R7 is going to have a very big advantage here. So
করতে পারে যদি জোন লাগছে এবারে পড়ে যায় তাহলে হয়তো বা হাই ডেথ
squads, Onyx and Vitality, this is going to be difficult.
Vitality just spotted a Hasu. So he's going to be taken down. If you're action right now, I think Hasu needs to make the call action. Just stay still. Don't even let them hear you breathe. It's you and Anas at this point. There's no more shot for any revival at this point. Aside from feeding free points to the opponents. But thankfully,
চান্স আছে ভালোই আছে
who
মানে
just
চান্স
joined
বলতে গেলে ওদের উপর
and this
ডিপেন্ড
could
করে
be
ওরা
a
লাস্ট
distraction
কেমন
that
খেলবে
Hotshot can utilize to get deeper into the run.
Absolutely, and that is the right assessment because hot shots at this point of time, if they get eliminated, they only walk away with one placement point. They gotta wait for a few other squads to drop out their first.
Anas
One is
সাথে
knocking
আছে
them
একটা
out
আর
by
একটা
shutting
কুইজ
down player after player from Alpha 34. The boys still hanging on for their dear lives. Next circle, does R7 get the read accurately here, or does Buriram core memory?
Action ও ছাদে, দুটোই ছাদে ছাদে বসে আছে।
Neither one, as RRQ is the one that's playing in a beautiful spot for the
চলো,
circle as well.
hot shot গেছে, hot shot যাবে।
with a decent compound to work with at
আটে যাবে
as well.
হটশট আটে
I would like to believe that RQ also scanned out the northern side because that Dinoculus took a scan take down 12 players, but the baton's gonna be passed from action to Anas, who is the closest person to the circle at Plazaria. Another big scan. I think this one most likely is gonna be by by Lost, because Anas was caught in the radar. 5 members being picked instead of 4, and Lost has 13 eliminations.
I can't believe Anas is still shooting at players at this point in time because Hot Shot really just needs to stay calm and not show up on the map at all.
ওদের লাস্ট পর্যন্ত বেঁচে থাকতে হবে, সবগুলো ম্যাচ ট্রাই করতে হবে। লাস্ট পর্যন্ত বেঁচে থাকলে এভারেজ যদি 10 করে টার্গেট রাখে না, তাহলেই দেখবে এক ম্যাচে বেশি বেড়ে যাবে, তাহলেই ইনাফ থাকবে।
And he finds action on top of everything else as well. Big play by Alpha, big play by R7.
আটে মনে দেখো আমি বলছিলাম
As Alpha 34 getting wiped out in all of the Anas, first to go down in the round, but now last to stand. Zarasia finds another knock. This one is a big hit onto Moshi. Low stepping in again. BRU tasting the wrath of 2 different regions in a single
Onyx
goal.
ভাই,
R7 against Onyx.
এই টিমটার ব্যাপারে আমি জানি না, বাট এই টিমটা কাইন্ড অফ আমার কাছে কেমন যেন উইক লাগে।
Fantastic glue wall
Sure না,
by
বাট
Onyx.
মনে হইতেছে আর কি ওভারঅল ফাইট
R7 doesn't get to nick away a couple of extra lives here, and now they're out in the open battling up against the circle, but EVOS out of the window straight into the firing squad of Lost. Taking good advantage with their high ground action. Hot shot out in 9, not enough placement points for them, but they'll have to see what they
15 লাস্ট ম্যাচে যদি 15 করে তার চান্স থাকবে।
In the meantime, EVOS desperately trying to break down the defenses they set up to go after Burilap.
And EVOS needs to take down Wasana. They need to eliminate this third party, an X factor that could turn it all around on his heels. Bray desperately trying to bring around the room. Vitality joins the fight. And EVOS, they didn't want this to happen, but Vitality do not care. Wasana finds a second chance as the blue wall continues to be put up, but the blue zone is closing in. Vitality needs to break through.
Unbelievable stuff from Burilap. Wasana hanging on for his dear life, but unfortunately, come to an end as well. Rain finding him in the M590. R7 now outside the circle, but the zone moves straight towards them. This is going to be a huge advantage they need to play.
No,
Vitality a tad bit busy now.
The Vitality have a very good shot of stopping a back-to-back home memory and getting the second. Home memory really stuck on second ball. They need to jump up the ledge. Time turner will only buy so much time. Gets eliminated off screen. Home memory now takes the fight to Vitality. Cougar with the Oscar dash. Finally makes it to the back line. Turns around, but Koja is ready to step the interception, but Vitality works out. Home memory still allowed, but R7 now joins.
Yeah, R7 not waiting for Vitality to take the fight up against them. Gamesky dealing with the damage that the blue brings to the table. Going in for the eliminations. Dawn desperately trying to find his recovery. R7 not giving them room at all. Food really low on the HP. Has the Trogon in hand. Importantly, needs to top up his health. The circle gets the rest of the job done.
R7 অথবা তোমার
is not going to be able to save his buddy. Has
CXR,
in hand, and now
XK,
finds a little bit of space to recover.
What a rotation. The launch pad. Gamesky surprised by Joker. Gets picked up by Noki. The only Malaysian representative and the first ever Malaysian export. He gets traded back. Games King is not going to let that slide, but Onyx, they're still holding up pretty well for Compound to work with. Jump lays down the launch pad. Don is healing himself up, but maybe Jump needs to take the deep and Abai, he sees him, shoots him down right in the midair, and there's nothing left for Core Memory.
Yeah, just shooting him out of the sky. RRQ, sharpshooters indeed. Now 2 in the knees and stacking above each other, looking to take the heads of R7. Question is, will the Mexicans be able to oust whatever the Indonesians bring to the table?
R7
to do a little bit of damage to each other first before interfering in this fight. Either way, R7 will have to move first when that circle starts to close in.
You have to make the first move, just like you said, proactiveness. Even if they don't want to, it will be forced through circumstances. Final siren blast. The Indonesians brace themselves for a final confrontation. It is Onyx not gonna wait. They take the fight straight to RQ.
তাহলে আর কি মিড টিম আর কি একটা মিডিয়াম টিম
able to handle just by a little bit. Onyx not able to finish the job, but Adam is not going to relent. They pursue RQ. Joker finds Prime. R7.
R7 বেড়ে নিয়ে যাবে। নাইস। অনেক কিল নিয়ে যাবে।
Indonesians infighting might have just given this round away. And R7 against RQ.
নাইস, গুড গুড।
Shooting fish in a barrel. R7
19 পয়েন্ট পাবে, তাহলে বেশি পাইলো না।
fighting between the Indonesians, and now Abe in a 1v3. How can he clutch this out? He's got the right gun. He's got the M590 going up against a Drogon and an M590 in the hands of Games King and Della. But R7 playing it smart, going in for the flank around. But one great big mistake. Can he continue in a 2v1? Abe only finds a knock and
finally এটা বুঝা করছে ভাই
delivers.
R7 যাই বল আজকে অনেক ডমিনেট করছে
Once more a region that is very, very less mentioned puts themselves on the docket. R7 joins the list.
দেখো লাস্ট ম্যাচে যদি হট শট তারপরে যে বাকি যেগুলো টিম আছে যেগুলো পয়েন্ট আছে ওদের একটু খারাপ গেলে চলবে ইভেন তুমি এরাও চিন্তা করো গ্রুপসে যদি নেক্সট ম্যাচে খারাপ থাকে ওদেরও ডিসকোয়ালিফাই খেতে হবে
But unfortunately, it was not a perfect 20.
মানে এরকম
It was
মানে
a
ওদের তাও
horrendous
50%
number
57
one roll.
60% এর মতো চান্স
Abai left to pick up the
100 point
pieces.
enough না
The Wonder Kid can only do so much for Indonesia.
Yeah, a couple of teams faltering a tad bit too early, and these are big names. Look so out with nothing in that round. Putting it up, only managing to pick up 4 points. This was a big game, and Movistar R7 proving exactly who the stars are out there. Mexico trying to make a name for themselves here, and they sure as hell are doing a good job at it.
Just gotta say, compared to 2024, compared to this 1 year ago, we already have a lot more unique teams getting a booyah, and that's just on the second day. Really speaks volumes of how this esports title has evolved over the years. The meta, the format changes. Movistar R7 once more. We said that they needed to make the first move. By circumstance alone, they are at a disadvantage. But the face smiled upon them. Patience rewards those who wait. It's a virtue for Movistar R7.
And Movistar R7 has
দেখ ভালো কাজ করছিস তো ভালো হইছে ওরা ভুলে নিলে অনেক পয়েন্ট পাই যেত
last year in their local
কিলো পাইতো
league, they got
মাঝখান দিয়ে R7 এসে সব কিল মাইরাও
one within their own
সব কিল
region.
মাইরাও দিছে মাঝখান দিয়ে এসে
This competition,
লাস্ট সময় মনে করো
everything worked in their favor. But of course, we're going to take a quick short break. When we
দেখো
come back,
কতগুলো
you guys
কিল পাইছে
get the panel once again.